Hello everyone, my name is Danny, and I'm going to review Albion, no, the Enchanted Stallion. Albion, the Enchanted Stallion. This is a 2017 movie, looks like 2016, more than 2017, and then it's 106 minutes. It doesn't have a rating, but I would advise people not to show this to people under the age of 13. I think it should definitely have a PG-13 rating. There's a couple things I just think younger kids will freak out if they see. Alright, so here we go. Contrasting to my PG-13 suggestion, this movie features a 12-year-old, Evie. Her life takes a dramatic turn when she encounters a magical black stallion and is spirited away to the mystical land of Albion. Here, Evie's dreams of adventure come true when she meets and befriends Euro, a young native intent on freeing her people, the Danan, from a life of imprisonment in Albion's underworld. Evie bravely joins the Danan in their quest to overthrow their captors, the Milesians. It was said a couple different times. I think it's Milesians. But with adventure also comes great responsibility. Oh, where have we heard that before? Evie has a much closer connection to Albion than she realizes, and during this extraordinary journey discovers that she alone is the key to saving the Danan and restoring the kingdom of Albion to glory. This stars Deborah Messing. We know her. Jennifer Morrison. I've never seen Once Upon a Time, so I can't tell you who she is, but okay. Stephen Dorff from Blade. He looked familiar. I didn't know what from. It's been a long time since Blade. And John Cleese from Monty Python. He's recognizable, but he's really done up in this movie. But I would say he's kind of the most useless character in this. So, yeah. I'll start off by saying this. That anybody who watches this movie review, try and watch different movies like this. The main girl that is in this has only done 2 movies. Apple of My Eye and Albion, the Enchanted Stallion. I've seen both of them in the last month. I'm liking her. She's a very young actress, and she very much doesn't have the charisma that I would expect out of a Disney star or somebody like the kids on Chronicles of Narnia. This is not Chronicles of Narnia. It's kind of a cheap imitation of it, but it doesn't have the Christian storyline, but it would help to have something a little bit more than what it has. But this girl looks like she might be a star in the future, and I've seen the 2 movies that she's done, and I think that people need to give this some time of day. I'll just start off by saying that. You need to watch these movies, people. Branch out. Don't see what is being shoved in the theaters. Go and see some of this other stuff that's being done. The off movies, the off branch, the non-popular, the ones that are in the independent scene. I love watching movies that have on the spine IFC, Independent Film Company. I love them. Some of them are so amazing. It's amazing what people can do when they have a dream of what they want it to look like. And Albion kind of falls under that category. People aren't going to know about this. It's not going to be the first choice of what their kid picks from the library or somewhere to go see. So bring it home. Watch it. Appreciate it. It's not the best movie out there, but it's darn good. I'll start off by saying that. The first thing that I wrote down is that this is beautiful scenery. That's why I mentioned Chronicles of Narnia already. Is because it tries to be that with all the beautiful scenery and the beautiful slow movement on the camera. It's a well done film. And the way that they paint this out to be the stupidest part of this whole thing is the evil king his like front area, his throne room, I guess we're calling it. It seemed like I could have set that up here in my apartment. It looked that bad. But that was about the only thing that didn't seem to put much effort into. And everything else is just tremendously beautiful and well done and shot. Totally. And then, like, you're watching a new movie like this, okay? You don't really know what it's about. I'm guessing there's some books about this, so maybe your kids have read those and maybe they understand what's kind of going on and what's the explanation of all this. And yeah, it's a little obvious what's going to happen towards the end, but there are some good twists. But the big thing is that you go into this blind, like I did. I didn't read the back. I didn't know what I was getting into. I just got suggested this movie. I watched it. It has a good explanation right at the beginning. We don't get to know that character's name for a while, but he explains it. He lets you know what you're in for. So that's really cool. I like that. I mean, movies that are throwing us into a whirlwind, explain yourself in the first 10 minutes. It's not that hard. Just get out of the way. I really appreciate Albion doing that. Really do. The humor in this is not the best humor, but it's good. And there's some characters that are totally into their character, and they just are having fun. You can tell that they are very appreciative to be part of this movie. And they're giving it their all, and they're saying the joke in light fashion. And, you need people like that on every cast. And Albion has it, and it's very nice and refreshing to have people that are comfortable in their role and give everything they can to it. And make the humor light and keep the story light, not so serious when there are some very serious factors in this movie. And it's just nice and refreshing to have that. Like I said, the young girl kind of struggles in her role and is just kind of doing what she's told, and it's very obvious. But the older adults, they just make this movie very, very pleasant. Like I mentioned, there are some good twists. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I want people to watch this. And I don't want you to know what's going on. And I want you to go into it fresh. And I want you to see what it's all about. But there are like 2 twists. And I can't say all the time like people do, oh, I saw that coming. I don't always see twists coming. I really don't. And I like that it surprises me. I can go back and say, oh, well, that was pretty obvious, but it's not always that obvious. In Albion, it's pretty darn surprising what happens. I'll tell you that. There's one obvious thing, and there's one not so obvious thing. And there's a couple of things along the way you have to pay attention to, and it comes back and explains them. And that's also well done. I wrote down the word confusing, but I don't really mean it. Because I don't understand the whole portal stuff. And I don't really understand that if you bang a log against it, are you really able to destroy it or enter it after you destroy it? I don't understand that whole situation, but it's kind of a conversation for people probably smarter than me. And I would need it explained to me, and I need the different scenarios and different situations explained. But that happens in this movie, that they try to destroy a portal with a blunt object, and I'm not sure what the stipulations are on that, if that actually is valid or not. But it's just something that came up, and I wrote it down. So, there's 2 parts to the ending that I would like to talk about. One is that what happens that is kind of the obvious thing that I mentioned earlier. It's underwhelming how they handle it. It seems like, oh, movie needs to be over. Let's go. And so they just do it, and that's over. And it's like it could have been handled in a more glorious fashion. It could have been handled in a more pleasant fashion, and somewhere not in that king's throne room, which is just like the worst part of the movie. It's just terrible. And it happens there, and it's underwhelming. I think that's just the appropriate word for it. But then after that, it has like 2 added scenes, and it just wraps it up so nicely, and it's very nice at the end. It's just, you're just sitting there going, okay, cool. Um, Not sure why they had to end it the way they did, and like I said, it gets a little confusing with the other world to this world kind of stuff. But I think the end was handled fine, and I appreciate the movie for what it was. Like I said, this is second tier. Okay, this is not Chronicles of Narnia. This is not coming up as A Wrinkle in Time. I expect that to blow movies like this out of the water. I want to be impressed by A Wrinkle in Time. I wasn't really expecting to be impressed by this movie, and I just kind of enjoyed it. So I think that falls in the B range, but I enjoyed how much work they put into this. They had a very well trained Enchanted Stallion, and the girl tries so hard to be a good actress, but she hasn't gone there yet. And the other people bring so much to the table, and there's so much well done special effects for a movie like this that probably had a low budget. I would love to give this movie a B plus officially. B plus. I love it, and I hope other people can go and watch this one. Albion, the Enchanted Stallion, very much enjoyed it. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other reviews, please hit like and subscribe. And enjoy your movies, guys, especially this one. Thanks.